Look at the hair on your head. Black, brown, blonde, red. It feels like one of the most normal things about a person. But biologically, hair color is strange because most humans are not blonde. Most humans are not red-haired. Most humans are not even light brown. Most humans on Earth have black or very dark brown hair. That is the default, the ancient setting. The color human hair seems to return to again and again. So the real question is not just why humans have different hair colors. The real question is this: if dark hair worked so well, why did evolution ever make the others? Why would some humans be born with golden hair? Why would some be born with red hair so rare it almost looks like a genetic accident? And why can one person have brown hair, black eyebrows, and a beard that turns red in the sunlight? To understand that, you have to start with something weird. Your hair is dead. The strand growing out of your scalp is not alive in the way your skin is alive. It is mostly keratin, the same tough protein found in your nails. That means your hair does not decide its own color after it grows. The color is put there earlier, deep inside the hair follicle. While the hair is being built, special cells called melanocytes inject pigment into the growing strand. And almost every natural human hair color comes from two pigments, eumelanin and pheomelanin. Eumelanin is the dark one. It creates black and brown shades. Pheomelanin is the warm one. It creates red, orange, and golden tones. That sounds simple. More eumelanin, darker hair; less eumelanin, lighter hair; more pheomelanin, redder hair. But the strange part is not the chemistry. The strange part is how unevenly evolution distributed it. Because if you go far enough back, the earliest modern humans almost certainly had dark hair. And that makes sense. Our species evolved in Africa under strong ultraviolet radiation. Dark pigment is useful under strong sunlight. Melanin helps absorb and scatter ultraviolet energy. It protects tissue from damage. It is one of the reasons darker skin became so important in high UV environments. And dark hair fits that same ancient picture. A head covered in dark pigment was not decoration. It was protection. So for most of human history, dark hair was probably not just common. It was the expected outcome. Then humans moved out of Africa, across deserts, through forests, along coasts, into colder places with weaker sunlight. And when environments changed, the old pressures changed with them. In some regions, strong dark pigmentation may no longer have mattered as much. That does not mean light hair was better. It means there was suddenly more room for variation. Mutations that would have been rare could survive. Small, isolated populations could carry unusual traits. And over thousands of generations, chance could become visible. This is where blonde hair enters the story. Blonde hair is rare worldwide, but in some Northern European populations, it became unusually common. Scientists still debate exactly why. Some of it may be genetic drift, small populations passing on random traits simply because the people carrying them had children. Some of it may have involved sexual selection. If rare hair colors became noticeable, desirable, or socially important, they could spread even without being survival advantages. But blonde hair has a twist most people never hear. It did not only happen in Europe. In the Solomon Islands, some Melanesian people naturally have blonde hair too, but their blonde hair is not simply European ancestry showing up. Researchers found that it is strongly linked to a different genetic change in the TYRP1 gene. So, evolution appears to have produced blonde hair through different routes. Same visible result. Different genetic path. That is important, because it means hair color is not a clean ladder. It is not dark to light, primitive to advanced. It is biology experimenting with pigment in different places under different histories. Now, red hair is even stranger. Natural red hair is one of the rarest human hair colors. It is strongly connected to variants in a gene called MC1R. MC1R helps control the switch between eumelanin and pheomelanin. When that switch changes, the body may produce less dark eumelanin and relatively more pheomelanin. The result can be red hair, often with pale skin, freckles, and a weaker ability to tan. This is why red hair is so biologically interesting. It is not just a color. It is a different pigment strategy. A body tilted away from dark protection and toward warm red-yellow pigment. In a high UV environment, that can be a problem. Less eumelanin can mean less natural protection from sunlight, but in lower UV environments, that disadvantage may have been less severe. And if the trait survived in small populations, it could persist. Maybe because of chance. Maybe because of mating preferences. Maybe because the environment did not punish it hard enough to remove it, but hair color does not always behave neatly, even on the same person. That is why someone can have dark brown hair and a reddish beard. Your scalp, hair, beard, eyebrows, and body hair are not identical systems. Different follicles can express pigment-related genes differently. The beard may produce a different balance of eumelanin and pheomelanin than the hair on your head. So a person can look dark-haired until sunlight hits their beard and suddenly there is copper in it. That is not magic. It is local pigment chemistry. Different follicles, same body, different result. And then there is the final hair color almost everyone gets eventually: gray or white. This one is not about ancestry in the same way. It is about the pigment factory shutting down. Hair gets its color from melanocytes in the follicle. Those melanocytes depend on melanocyte stem cells. Over time, those stem cell systems can fail. When new hair grows without enough pigment, it looks gray or white. The hair itself is not turning white like paint fading on a wall. New strands are growing in with less pigment than before. That is why gray hair feels like time made visible, a record of a pigment system slowly running out. So why do humans have different hair colors? Because hair color is not one thing. It is chemistry. It is ancestry. It is mutation. It is migration. It is random chance hiding inside small populations. It is sexual selection, maybe. It is sunlight, sometimes. It is age, eventually. And it is all written in dead strands of keratin growing quietly out of your head. Your hair may feel like style, but before it was fashion, before it was identity, before people dyed it, cut it, covered it, or judged it, it was biology. A tiny pigment record of where humans went, what they survived, and how strange evolution can be when it starts changing something as ordinary as hair.